This round is a reminder that single-digit handicaps only break 80 on a good day. I recently showed you an example of what happens when everything in my game falls apart, and this round is a little more even, and I think it's worth examining. It's a good example of not letting bad shots deter us, and we'll evaluate it by looking at where we could have found some strokes out there. I've been fighting it lately, and in this round I decided to join my dad and his buddies by teeing it forward at about 6,200 yards. My first driver swing of the day finds the fairway, and this 8-iron's alright. It's just off the green, but it is pin high. This shot from down the line is a bit misleading. This is actually about 25 feet. I leave it 5 feet short, and I overread the break a bit, and we'll have to settle for a bogey on one. I was pretty disappointed with the conditions at Indian Canyons, especially around the greens.
Oh, I chunked it. Go hard.
That's no excuse for poor putting, but I will readily admit that the poor conditions on the greens really got in my head throughout the day. And it started right here on 2. There's not a lot of commitment there.
Mine didn't move.
And I leave myself about 5 feet coming back, and I pull this one straight off my line.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
And I have to take a double. So we're 3 over through 2, and 2 of those strokes were lost to putts inside 5 feet.
Needed better.
And that's my first stroke loss between the tee and the green. I'll try to make it up here, and I actually knocked this sand wedge very close. It's also inside 5 feet, but I'm not confident here, and you can see that I pull it off of my intended line.
That was a par putt. This is a par 4, I assume, right?
And I have to settle for yet another bogey.
Oh, wrong way.
It's rough going in these first few holes.
Yeah.
My tee shot there was hit offline, but for the second consecutive hole, I hit a good chip very close.
Thanks.
It's so close, in fact, that the putt is almost unnecessary. I get up and down for par.
Thanks.
This is the longest par 4 on the front, and I choose a good time to hit my best drive of the day so far.
Chunk fade.
But this one's missed short.
Oh.
And my woes around the green continue. I blast the bunker shot over the green. And this chip doesn't get particularly close. I'll have about 10 feet here. And I'm just not quite seeing putts from this range so far. And we take our second double in the opening few holes. Angry swing, and it's a good one.
Oh. 7-iron.
But now I'm hitting good shot, bad shot. That's a good one. It's a little punch with the 6-iron that gets to the front of the green. And I spent a lot of time trying to see the line on this one. And I do well for line, but I blast it about 10 feet by the hole. But one good putt erases the damage.
What is going on with me, too? Yikes. Chunk pull, 100 yards left.
You can tell that I'm not happy with my game, but it's important to evaluate it like that. Observe what you're doing wrong, and don't get too angry out there. It's another delicate putt on these greens that I can't make, and another bogey here on 7. We hit a good punch draw into a green on 6.
Oh, Adam.
And after this bad drive, we're going to need to hit that shot again. And we do. That's my best shot of the day so far, and I actually have a makeable birdie here. But it's a straightforward 2-putt par.
Plinko.
7 over so far, and we've lost strokes kind of everywhere. 1 off the tee, lots around the green.
Oh, where was that going?
And definitely some stray approach shots as well.
Thanks.
That's much better than our last bunker shot.
No,
But it's another bad putt inside 5 feet. We're 8 over on the front, and given the course rating, we're pacing to play like a 16 handicap. I think I can do better than that. But it's going to take some work.
no, it won't. I didn't hit it well.
That's a bad drive. And I don't even know what the plan was here.
Fuck. Cut. No cut.
This is looking like a disaster hole. But you know my mantra. All you need is one good shot on a par 5. And for the first time today, we hit a bomb. We've got a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on pretty much across the board. From drives to approaches, and even around the greens. So this is going to be the type of round that just boils down to how well I can scramble. And we did a great one on 10. And this is the type of putt that we just couldn't find on the front nine. But so far, so good on the back. The natural setting of this place is spectacular.
Draw. No draw.
And today I swear I'm going to pronounce it right. It's the San Jacinto Mountains behind me, right? They do a good job of disguising the course conditioning. Because that's a putt that went through a Plinko board. But we're happy with pars on the back. This is somehow stroke hole 6, but it gets me every time. A bad drive and a bad second shot.
I think it's left.
And this one's online, but it will leave me with a really tough up and down. There's a crest right where my ball is now.
No, not enough. And now I'm in 3-putt territory there.
And I don't get it past the crest. The camera flattens the appearance of this, but anything past the hole just skates away. I'll have a tough one for bogey here, and for the first time today I go with the ram it approach, and it pays off.
Just trying to hit it too hard. Sit.
Speaking of ramming it, 185 is the most I'll get out of a 5 hybrid, and my miss when I try to hit them too hard is usually a pull, and that's what I do off the tee before hitting this chip. I should be able to make this one,
Pulled it.
but it's another pull miss with the putter, and a bogey here.
Oh, Adam.
It was on this hole that Clayt pointed out that there are no photos on the scorecard. But unfortunately, you're going to have to see this par in its entirety. 2 putrid shots, but my ball's on the back of the green. And 1 good lag putt is all it actually took to get out of this one with a 4. Full swing iron shots have evaded us today. And finally here on 16 we hit a good one. It's a pace off the green. And after all the trouble so far today, it feels nice to make an easy 3. This one will be anything but easy.
I'm worried that's going to be through everything.
It does go through everything. And now I'm navigating some trees trying to play to the back of the screen. It winds up going over. And I'm in a really tough spot here where I have to bump a 9-iron into the hill and hope I get lucky with the release. That's reasonably well done.
Yeah, we'll take that one.
And I'll have a makeable par putt, but not this time. It's another bogey going into the 18th hole.
That's bad, but it's going to be okay.
My golf game in a nutshell. I'm trying to lay up to about 100 yards here. I'll have a bit more than that, and I'm just bunting a 9-iron towards the pin. It will give me one of my few makeable birdie putts today.
No turn.
But there will be no circles on the card, unfortunately. Nonetheless, that's a much better back 9 than we had on the front. Playing like an 8 handicap on the back and a 16 handicap on the front averages out to playing like about a 12 today. That's about 5 strokes worse than my index, and it dovetails into an interesting conversation about how the handicap system works. I've been promising this video for a while, and wait no longer, it will be live early in May.